This is absolutely the most pay-to-win race we've ever done when it comes to random races. HSW cars only on the North Loop. We're going to see some big gaps. This video is supported by the sponsors page of my website. Check out brother.com/sponsors to see discount codes for companies I work with and products I use myself. And if you purchase anything through the links there, you'll also be helping to support me via commissions on sales. How ironic that I'm starting, the car I was given for the start is the car I'll be driving in the round of the MCEC Championship that has inspired this random race. The Fireball DSP. I'm getting an extra bit of practice, I guess, for that. So, we have the final round of the Multi-Class Endurance Championship is HSW cars on the North Loop. GT1 is the FMJ Mark V, GT2 is the Firebolt, and GT3 is the Tampa GT. By the time this comes out on YouTube, that round will have already been completed. As I'm doing this, that round is still to be done. Tomorrow, in fact. But I thought it would make for an interesting random race where we have HSW cars only. So there's 29 of them. And obviously in these random races, you still can't turn off customs. That was the S95, yes. I'm going to tick them off, see how many I can get. Phil is... Oh, there goes Brioso doing Brioso things. Phil is helping to tick them off as we go through, see how many of the 29 I get, which ones I miss. I'm hoping I miss the Arbiter GT, because that's the only one I don't actually own. But obviously we're on the full North Loop, so we got multiple car changes per lap, and we're going to do quite a few laps, 6 laps. Since we're in HSW cars, it should be faster than normal. But it was a bit of a faff trying to get all these HSW cars in one race, because some of them just aren't available for whatever reason. Alright, Stinger TT on probably the best part of the track to get the Stinger TT, and this raises an interesting aspect of this as well, like we always have with these North Loop random races. It's not just about which cars you get, it's also about where you get the car. Getting the Stinger TT on the twisty downhill section that I just had the Brioso wouldn't have been using it to its fullest advantage with the terrible way that it drives and handles. But getting it on the full top speed section for one of the fastest HSW cars in terms of top speed, that's a big benefit. It would have been nice to do a random select so everybody gets all the same cars by the end, but it's not a feature that we can have. Alright, Banshee, no repeats yet, which is good. Working my way through them. But yeah, I am at an inherent advantage in this race, just like we did when we did the random sports class race and I had every single sports car. I do have all of the HSW cars apart from one, which is the Arbiter GT. And there's some people in this lobby, like Remo, who has 0 HSW cars. So there's going to be a massive gap in performance. Oh, I've just realised there's actually 2 that I don't have. This has made me realise it. I don't have the HSW I don't have the Vigero ZX convertible, just in general, because it's identical to the regular Vigero ZX. So there's 2 vehicles I don't have HSW upgrades of the HSW vehicles, I guess. And there it is, no way. No way. Literally as I said it. Vigero ZX to Vigero ZX convertible. They are different models. One's got the convertible soft top, obviously. But They are identical in terms of performance, so I don't bother. Plus, I just prefer the hardtop version. And yeah, the gap, you can already see the difference when you. So when you don't have an HSW version of the car, you just get the stock version. It's not even HSW upgraded. There's no HSW badge on the back or anything. You can't disable HSW in random races as well, even though the option is there in the race lobby. If you disable it, nothing happens. You get the car and it's still the HSW upgraded version. So that's bone stock Vigero ZX convertible. Okay, Euros X32. The car that I used in the final round of the secondary championship this season of MCEC. The car that took me to the championship. GT4 champion, in case you didn't know. So everyone has to do a pit stop in this race, but if you don't have an HSW car when you come around to the end of the lap, you don't have to take your pit stop. So those who have very few HSW cars, or maybe even none of them, they'll not have to make any pit stops. But everyone else has to do one. You've got to do one, and if you have an HSW car, you've got to cross the line with it. You got to pit with it. All right, the DiNmiTe. Still no repeats so far. I've had one of the slowest HSW cars with the Brioso. That's what Axel's got now, catching up in the DiNmiTe. The top two are gone though. 20 seconds up the road. There's our first repeat. S95. Round we go. Yeah, so many inconsistencies and annoyances with the implementation of HSW in GTA. The fact that they just now don't really think about it much, and just add 2 new HSW cars every update instead of doing what they used to do when it was first introduced and make old cars more relevant. You can make new cars as quick as you want because they're new. Making old cars more relevant with an HSW upgrade, like the Banshee, like the Sterling GT. Oh, I got the Tampa GT at the right time. Here's our GT3 car from the final round, but it's got the highest top speed of all the cars in the MCEC race. And I've got it at exactly the right time, where the top speed matters. Doesn't want to turn, doesn't want to brake. But it can go, and it's this is like the 3rd fastest car in the game, isn't it? I think 3rd or 4th. For top speed at least, it's really struggles in the corners. The Woodlander. Carry that top speed through. Oh, is it? Maybe it's 2nd actually. 2nd to the Banshee, isn't it? The Tampa GT for top speed. I wonder if we'll see any lapping on this massive track, given the pace difference. But yeah, other HSW annoyances is the fact that you've got to make an HSW specific track for it to do an HSW race, like the final round of MCEC. Oh, we got the fastest HSW vehicle. Yeah, we had to make a separate version of the North Loop to be able to do that race with an HSW car, HSW classes, to be able to do a true multi-class race with that one, where we've got 3 different actual class cars together, but they're all HSW cars. Oh, the Lacroix in the twisty section is a good one as well. Yeah, so top speed, it's Banshee GTS, then the Stinger TT, then the Tampa GT. So I was right with 3rd. Up into 2nd. Lacroix was momentarily fastest sports car. Maybe I'll do my pit stop in this. I've got a lot of cars so far and we've already done 2 laps. There we go. Pit stop done. Tampa GT's back again for the long, I say straight, the top speed section. It's not really straight, but straight enough. I'm getting good luck with the vehicles that I'm getting in each section of the track. I'm getting the good stuff that's the stuff that's grippy in the twisty sections. The stuff that's good top speed in the top speed sections. Look at this top speed. Look at the closing speed. Then I have to brake much earlier. Extra and custom. And yeah, when trying to set up this race as well, I'll put the clip of it on the second channel and I'll link it here. But not all the HSW cars are in the HSW classes in random races and transform races presumably as well. So if you just tick HSW all when you're setting up a random race, it's only going to give you 23 of the 29 HSW cars. Alright, 3 times for the Tampa GT. Oh, I've got it at a bad time this time though. This is not as good. Now I'm just plain old slow in the corners Tampa GT, can't use that top speed. Still 20 seconds back from the lead. But this is going to set me back significantly. At least I've got my pit stop done. The Tampa GT is the slowest HSW car for lap time. Even though it's the 3rd fastest in the game for top speed, it's the slowest for lap time because it's just that bad in the corners. Alright, Turismo Classic. See, this is when HSW made sense. Well, not to the Turismo Classic, not so much actually, because they just made the fastest car in the Sports Classics class even faster, but the concept of adding HSW to old cars. I think the regular Banshee was the biggest sort of one that made sense with that. Taking the regular Banshee, the old Banshee, from a middling sports car to top tier sports car from the HSW upgrade. That's what made the most sense. Alright, monstrosity. Starting to see people at the shared section. Don't know whether we will get lappery. We might. Still about 20 seconds to the lead, so it's ebbing and flowing. Gonna have to get some good luck though. I think it was the Vigero ZX, the stock Vigero ZX convertible, that lost me a lot of time. The Brioso did a bit, but a stock car when everybody else has got an HSW is such a massive... Wow, I've got the Kikucho drag at exactly the same point again. But yeah, this is because you can't disable custom vehicles in random races on vanilla GTA still, and you can't disable HSW obviously, as I mentioned. Random races will always be pay to win until you can do that. So, but this is the most pay to win of them all, because HSW cars are just heinously expensive, and that's why they keep adding them to old new cars instead of old cars. Because it's a hidden extra cost. You know, you get the FMJ Mark V for nearly 3 million, you think great, and then you've got an extra 2 million to add on to that for upgrading it to the HSW version and everything else. So really, it's a $5 million car. You just did get the chance to add that cost without showing it on the screen to buy it. Alright. Closed in on second a little bit there. Astron Custom again. Starting to get some repeats now. I wish I could get repeats of some of the supercars. What happened? Did he crash? He must have done. And the same car though. A Euros again. I'm getting all the like middling cars. Have we got 2 laps after this? Okay, I've got to hope for a bunch of the sports and supercars from here on out if I want to catch Ben L, I think. Because I've just been getting like the middle tier stuff, off-road, coupes, SUVs, muscle. At least on the last few laps. Another one, Issy Rally. Sorry. Good save though. Eventually. Again, another car with no grip on the twisty section. My luck hasn't been as good in the last 2 laps as it was in the first 2. There's no catching Ben L though in front. He must have, maybe he's got every single one, or if he's missing one, he hasn't gotten it selected yet. That's what we need. We need him to like be given a vehicle that he doesn't have, if one exists. Okay, the fastest car in the game. Basically. Certainly here. Our GT1 car for the final round of MCEC. Closing in on a 4-minute lap time around the North Loop is absolutely ridiculous. So we've had all 3 of the GTs from the final round of the MCEC in this race at least. Turismo Classic back into second. Alright, how can I can't count them all while I'm driving. Can someone, well probably Phil since you're doing it. Can you tell me how many cars I haven't had yet of the 27? Uh, 29 even. Brioso back again, that's not going to be good for me. 11. Okay, so I'm still waiting for 11 different vehicles to complete the set. I don't think I'm going to get all of them in this race. I don't think it's going to happen. It would have been perfect to do a random select. The functionality for random select actually exists in like dev creator stuff for these random races on vanilla GTA. Really? I think the Cyclone caught me out a little. Oh, it's given me a stock one when they're on the respawn. It's stock. Really? Oh, that's. Okay. Well, this could have been a good segment. Oh my god. Well, I'm definitely not winning now. If Ajaxo goes on to win this race or be close to Ben L, then it was this moment in the Cyclone 2 for me that cost me the chance to be in that fight as well. This is it. This is the difference. 34 seconds back. I've lost 20 seconds just on that segment. More, really. Euros again. At least it was a new car. There's not that much of a get, like, unlike when we did random sports around here, where we had the top HSW cars all the way down to the blister compact. There's not as much of a gap from top to bottom in HSW, obviously. Maybe like a 10-second gap, whereas sports had like 20 seconds and a wider variety. So the chance of like just the randomness allowing me to catch up at this point is pretty slim. I'm gonna need sports and supercars for the remainder of the race. No more Tampa GTs. No more Briosos. Oh, I was just gonna... Okay, well... Okay, the Cyclone 2 hasn't ruined it now, this has. This absolute trash machine has. In the twisty section as well. The Arbiter GT drives horrendously because of the stupid tow values like the Vamos. It's even worse when it's fully upgraded. I don't even own it. So of the two vehicles that I don't have the HSW versions for, I've gotten both of them in this race. 9 left. 9 remaining vehicles to get. That's got to be my goal now, because I'm not going to win. The gaps are big enough that I can't see me. Maybe I'll be in a fight for top 5. But the goal has got to be to have one of every single car shoot. I think there's still enough checkpoints left if I get lucky. There's the end of DiNmiTe. Rockstar themselves forgot about it. Forgot to add it to the HSW. Maybe they're just embarrassed because it's so bad. They removed it from HSW class in random races, hoping people would forget about its existence. I get the others, like the vehicles that aren't in the HSW subclass for random races are the stuff that was added with the expanded and enhanced versions of the game. So I kind of get those. But the end of DiNmiTe was just a DLC car. It just didn't add it to HSW All or HSW Tier 3 as it would have been. Vivinite again. Yeah, this is what I needed to miss to have any chance of catching. What are the gaps? 220 down to 16. Almost 4-minute laps, 4-minute gap to last place. Poor Ramo in 21st, 3 minutes down with no HSW cars. Alright, weaponized Ignis. Good one for the twisty section. Fast. 8, that'll be 7 left now, right? 7 HSW cars to get that I haven't had yet. But then I think there's only about 7 car changes a lap around here, so the chances are pretty slim, I would say, at this point that I'm going to get all of the HSW cars. I'll have to get quite lucky. Just not passing again. But yeah, the ability to do random select races exists within the game, but they have never released it in the creator for us. Obviously, you've got those known unknowns and unknown unknown races that Rockstar used to debut the random race functionality, their own creations. their random selects some of those, where everyone gets the same cars by the end in a different order. So the functionality exists for them to be made within the vanilla GTA, just not for us to make them. And yeah, why didn't they just give the normal Ignis HSW? It's a valid question. No idea. Alright, at least I've made my pit stop. Last lap. Oh, really? You're giving me the Brioso, first of all, on the last lap. I've had this 3 times now. I've got plenty of time to look at what I'm missing, I guess. So I've not had the Astrali, the new one. The Banshee GTS, that would have been nice to have. The Buffalo EVX, the Devest 8, the Niobe, the Sentinel XS, and the Sterling GT. 6 of those 7 cars that I haven't had yet are pretty damn fast. There's the Niobe, and I flipped it. Okay, I can't blame... Turn around! I can't blame my result in this race entirely on the car selection. Now that that's just happened. Okay, FMJ. It's a repeat, but it's the repeat that I would want more than anything else. Let's go. What is that noise outside? I'm very sorry. Someone's just activated an industrial-sized vacuum cleaner. Straight past the Brioso, back into third. That sucks. Very good. I'll mute myself when I get on the straight. Woodlander again. Yeah, I'm not getting all of them. It wasn't a vacuum cleaner, it was a saw, I think. Like a circular saw or something. FMJ again. Happy to have this 3 times. Well, we've officially lapped someone. That's pretty impressive on the North Loop. Field spread is humongous. The haves and the have-nots. No way. The Hakucho drag again on the same part of the track. Totally rigged. And the Woodlander will be my final car. I've had this a few times as well now. So there was 6 of the 29 I didn't get. I don't know how many car changes we had in this. We've done 6 laps. 7 car changes a lap, I think. So that would have been 42. Seems about right. Getting 23 different cars out of the 29. We've lapped one person who was unlucky enough to not have a bunch of HSW cars. I think it would have been close between me and Ajaxo for second based on the random car selection. But my driving solidified third for me, but no one was catching Bernal out front. Ran away with it. Pay to win. Probably got not a single non-custom car. 444 best lap. Crazy. I guess I'm a rich bitch. I guess you are, Bernal. Did you get a single non... Do you have every single HSW car fully custom? Yes, I think so. There you go then. You lose so much time from just getting a single stock vehicle. It's crazy. Ajaxo got the Astron so many times, may as well have done the whole thing in the Astron. So on my stats, thank you Phil for sorting this out. Yeah, my most frequent car was the Euros. Oh, Ajaxo's got them all too, but just got so many slow ones. At least I've got an excuse that 2 of my cars were non-custom. And then those at the back, who are so far behind, have basically no custom HSW cars. And even skill can't do anything about that. You're gonna be at the back. So yeah, I didn't get the Sterling GT, the Sentinel XS, the Devest 8, the Buffalo EVX, the Banshee GTS, and the Astrali, some of the faster ones. I got the Woodlander, Turismo Classic, Tampa GT, S95, Hakucho Drag, FMJ, and Brioso all 3 times. The Astron Custom and the Vivanite twice. Everything else once, apart from the Euros, which I got 4 times. That's crazy. Yeah, part of the fun of this one was just seeing how many of the cars we'd get by the end. Yeah, it would have been... I wonder how many... There's a mathematical question. For 29 different cars, how many laps would you have to do to have a, I don't know, 90% chance of getting all of them or something? That'd be an interesting one. And you could still end up doing like 100 laps or 100 car changes and still not get all 29. Certainly more than 42. Although, I don't know, there might have been one of these 20 odd people who got one of each car. I kept getting repeats, think I got less than 12 in total. Really, Ajax, so damn. So at least I got most of them. At least I got 23 out of the 29. That's randomness for you.